Today, we've got some exciting news about Huawei's upcoming flagship, the Huawei Mate 70 Pro. A live image of the device has surfaced, and there's a lot to unpack. From an intriguing 5-camera setup to its powerful chipset, let's dive in and break down what we can expect from the Mate 70 series. So we're heading into the final stretch of 2024, and Huawei is gearing up to release its second flagship series of the year, the Mate 70 lineup. If you remember, last year's Mate 60 series was a shocker. It marked the return of Huawei's homegrown Kirin chipset, the Kirin 9000s, which was a big deal because it brought 5G back to Huawei's devices. That was the first time since the Mate 40 series in 2020 that Huawei used a Kirin chip in its flagship phones. The Mate 60's Kirin 9000s was built on SMIC's 7nm node, which, while impressive given the restrictions on Huawei, was still a bit behind Apple's 3nm A17 Pro chipset used in the iPhone 15 Pro models. But the fact that Huawei and SMIC managed to get the chipset done despite US export rules was a huge victory for them. Now, with the Mate 70 series just around the corner, everyone is eager to find out what will be powering this new generation of Huawei flagships. There's been a lot of speculation about the application processor, AP, Huawei will use for the Mate 70 line. Rumors suggest that SMIC may be preparing to use ultra-deep ultraviolet lithography, DUV, to build a 5nm chipset for these phones. Now, traditionally, DUV is used for prepping wafers for 7nm production, so if Huawei and its SMIC manage to push this technology to 5nm, it'll be impressive. Some have even mentioned nano-imprint lithography as a possible alternative to the more advanced extreme ultraviolet lithography, EUV, used for building chips on the 5nm, 3nm, and even 2nm nodes. Whichever route Huawei takes with the Mate 70, it'll be fascinating to see how this chipset is manufactured and, more importantly, how it performs compared to competitors like the iPhone 15. Now let's talk about the Mate 70 Pro itself. Recently, a live image of the device was spotted online, specifically on a Greek tech website. According to the reports, the phone was being held by a Huawei executive, and this immediately brought back memories of the Mate XT leak from a few weeks ago. That leak showed Richard Yu, a longtime Huawei executive, holding the tri-foldable Mate XT. So, it's possible that you or another Huawei exec is behind this new Mate 70 Pro image as well. In the leaked image, the Mate 70 Pro is seen in a protective case, which is probably meant to hide some of its design features. But even through the case, there are a few exciting details we can make out. First off, one of the biggest revelations from the image is the 5 rear cameras mounted on an octagonal camera island. This camera setup is likely to make the Mate 70 Pro a photography powerhouse. While the exact details of the camera specs are still under wraps, there's speculation that the main camera could be a 60-megapixel sensor. But that's not all. The image also shows that the screen is curved on all 4 sides, which gives the phone a sleek, modern look. However, since the device is in a case, we don't have a complete view of the design. Push it to 5nm or surprise us with something completely unexpected? That's the big question right now. Now, Huawei Mate 70 Pro is shaping up to be a strong contender in the flagship smartphone market. With its 5-camera setup, stunning curved display, and the possibility of a cutting-edge chipset, it's definitely a device to watch out for. That's it for today. What are your thoughts on this leak? Are you excited about the Mate 70 Pro and its 5 cameras? Let me know in the comments section below. As always, see you in the next video.